Good afternoon, everyone. We did have record high closes once again for the S&P 500 as well as the NASDAQ. The Dow as well as the TSX did trade a little bit lower today. As it relates to the TSX, we saw some weakness in the energy shares as well as the pot stocks. Financials, however, showed some nice strength. Perhaps just a little bit of profit taking those pot stocks, which of course surged yesterday on the back of the Reddit news. Those Reddit retail investors very much interested in pot stocks, apparently. Away from that, in the after hours today, keep your eyes tomorrow morning on Disney as well as Aurora Cannabis. Disney reported very strong results, $16.2 billion as it relates to the revenue number, a beat on the bottom line, and most importantly, perhaps for how Disney shares trade is what's happening with Disney Plus, their streaming service. They came in with 95 million subscribers. That appears to be at the high end. I think that stock's trading up by about 2% in the after hours. Also, of course, keep your eyes on Aurora Cannabis. Despite the fact that the pot stocks declined today, their results seem to be sending that stock up in the after hours as well. We also had earnings earlier today from another number of other Canadian companies. Brookfield Asset Management, strong results there. That stock up by 5%. Ticker is BAM. CI Financial, better than expected results. That stock up by 5%. RioCan, inline results, stock traded a little bit lower. And Cineplex, they did show a loss of $3.64, but perhaps the bad news is baked into that stock already because it did move higher on the results, up by almost 1%. And now away from that, we did have two interesting deals in the Canadian space today. Brookfield Infrastructure made a hostile bid for Inter Pipeline, the oil pipeline company, setting that stock up by 30%. IPL is the ticker there. And a friendly merger here between ARC Resources and Seven Generations. ARX and VII are the tickers for both of those companies. They were up by about 5%. But I think you have to step back and say, well, what does this mean for the rest of the Canadian energy patch? And there is the view from Rafi Tamazian that, that we will see the continuation of consolidation and deals take place. And you might want to take a look at Paramount, ticker there is POU, as well as Invista, NVA is the ticker there. These stocks have been moving higher on perhaps an interest as it relates to mergers, and also that the Russian oil company Lukoil is apparently interested in the Canadian private company called Velvet Energy. Now, away from that, two interesting corporate stories I got to tell you about. One is, of course, surrounding cryptocurrency. It seems though we've got more legitimacy between the Bitcoin bump. We've got the oldest bank in the United States, which is BNY Mellon. It was founded in 1784 by Alexander Hamilton. $2 trillion in assets under management. Well, guess what? They've announced that they're going to hold Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies for their clients. And also, of course, we had MasterCard announcing that they will allow merchants to begin to use cryptocurrencies sometime this year. So two more, obviously, large banks and companies behind the cryptocurrency legitimacy trade. Also to note here, the dating app Bumble surged in their market debut. They became a publicly traded company today. The stock surged by about 63%. I actually interviewed Whitney Wilford a couple of years ago. Such an incredible woman and an interesting story in the sense that she was a co-founder of Tinder, got kind of had a bit of a disagreement, went out and founded her own company called Bumble. And here she is 7 years later with a $7 billion company on the back of a $10 million loan to start it. What a success story. So why don't I leave it there? Have a great night and we'll see you tomorrow.